Yeah, I was on the phone with mommy, so I wasn't ready at the current time, but I'm ready. Like I said, I can press pause during this one, need be.
You can press pause to do what?
During the middle of these races when need be.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, all right. So we haven't done an episode in quite a long time. We've been playing a lot of Call of Duty and yeah, multiplayer and DMZ. So back to do another episode of House Divided to get our thoughts on the record about some interesting topics. So as always, I have myself and my co-host Teasy on the line. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is Mel Kiper's first mock draft for the first round that just was posted. Something else we probably want to talk about is these upcoming bets that we got. So that way it's on record. So let's talk about the bets first. So we have a bet specifically dealing with Mel Kiper's draft that the great Bo
Yeah,
Nix,
it's really dealing with the draft, not Mel Kiper's draft.
the draft, but it's dealing with the draft. But Teasy believes that Bo Nix, and I'll have to at Bo Nix in this so he knows that he has a fan somewhere in the country. But Teasy believes Bo Nix is going in the first or second round, and he was willing to bet. What were you willing to bet? Was that Call of Duty for DMZ for 2 hours?
3? No, that was. I think it was the third round actually because we said 3. That's why it was 3 hours. But whatever.
No, it was definitely not third round. Fake news.
We can do first 2. No
No,
doubt.
first and second round.
Yeah, first 2 rounds. Yes.
Yeah, definitely was never no third round because I feel like they'll throw that dude a bone. Anyway, so Teasy thinks that Bo Nix is going in the first or second round. I believe he's going third round or later. So the bet for that is if he wins, I have to agree to play 2 hours of DMZ, and if I win, he's got to play 2 hours of zombies. I think is what I was my winning. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so that's that. The second bet is the vacation. So we plan on taking a vacation, and so we got a weight loss challenge. So whoever loses the most weight between now and June 29th wins 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, wins 2 drinks. So be on the lookout for the results. We might do some progress updates as we go on. This is all just motivation for each other to get in better shape. So no ill will towards anybody. But on to the topic at hand, we talk about Mel Kiper just dropped his mock draft at 6:25 a.m. So we haven't had a long time to digest this. So a lot of this is coming off just straight reactionary. So let's breeze through it real quick. Oh man, fail. Fail ESPN. I hate you.
Hate is a strong word.
Huh?
Hate is a strong word.
Yeah, but like the constant thing with them with the whole ESPN Plus thing and them pretending like I don't have an account is a bothersome thing. So now I got to go through the process of convincing them again that I have ESPN Plus. Such a hassle. Anyway, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone while I'm going through that ordeal because that may take me an hour to convince them. Of course, now I don't have access to it. Anyway, so do you recall who they had at the first pick? I think it was Caleb
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any issues with Caleb Williams in the first pick? I don't believe so. Probably. I don't know that I necessarily think that's a smart play, um, but it is what it is. They don't pick him for some unknown reason. He's shown me too much prima donna. I'm not a fan of this per se, but I understand why they would pick him first overall because of the people available. Maybe he gives you the best chance to win. but I think they got the same dude on their squad already, and they don't have an offense built for them in Justin Fields. So
I do think the perception is that Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Justin Fields is still, even with the loosey-goosiness that Caleb obviously plays with. But yeah, I agree. To me, it's one of those situations where like nobody's gonna bash you. You're not gonna lose your job for taking Caleb Williams first.
right, I think you probably would lose your job if you don't.
Mays, and Caleb is better than Drake Mays.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think if you don't pick him and you haven't somehow gotten another quarterback from like a veteran quarterback out of someone's roster, then I feel like you could lose your job if he turns out to be dope in the NFL. So I figure it's probably a safe bet. Second on this list, I'm kind of surprised, is Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders. So I get that you need a quarterback. I like Sam Howell though, playing for them. He's the kind of dude that I would want as a quarterback. Jaden Daniels is kind of frail. They don't have a ton of weapons.
It's funny you say that Sam Howell be the type of quarterback because, as it says right there, Sam Howell led the league in interceptions.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the turnovers. I'm talking about the attitude that he plays with. Like he plays like, but I mean he plays like.
I'm not about that, but I think if I'm watching, it's one of those situations where it's a quarterback needy, heavy league, and Washington we got to build for the future. And especially seeing what these young cats doing, like I gotta try to grab me one.
Yeah.
They then I see they Stroud.
Yeah, but he also might be Bryce Young.
Because I have pieces there in Washington. Like they got McLaurin. Defensive wise, I'm not sure they got, but they got some people.
You just said McLaurin. That was it.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I don't study Washington like that, so I couldn't really tell you if they have anybody, but I'm sure around they finished not good. So again, they can upgrade everywhere. But why not build for the future?
Okay.
Nobody's expecting to hear from the Texans this year, so why not?
Yeah. I like Jaden Daniels. I don't know that I like him in the NFL, but I liked him in college. So given the right offensive system, and he does have it because he had Eric Bieniemy, so that's a good system for him to be in. They need some weapons around him, but he could be solid there. Drake May to New England just seems like Mac Jones Part 2. So this seems like a foolish hire or draft.
It's really hard for me to give my opinion on Drake Mays because I literally have not seen him play. I feel like I don't think I've ever recalled watching North Carolina. So I kind of have to go with what everybody says, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Drake Mays, but again, I haven't seen him play, so it's hard for me to really say that.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a good quarterback, but he doesn't do anything amazing. So number 3 is a really high pick for him. But at this point, what you see is everybody knows they need to get a quarterback for those teams, and so they're got to get whatever the best available quarterback is, and so Drake may be their best available. So anyway, we'll see. Arizona Cardinal getting Marvin Harrison Jr. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, it makes sense.
So does he instantly become their number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean he'll play like? But yeah, you got to you put him in that slot, give him the calls, you try to get him the ball. Absolutely. I mean, he seems NFL ready. Besides his last name and pedigree, just his height, his build, how he plays. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We've seen young receivers come into this league lately and have success immediately. So yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and you've already invested so much money in Kyler Murray. You got to give him some real weapons. Marquise Brown is not a real weapon, so.
And you can put Marquise in a better position. Put Marquise in the slot. I never thought, even though he played outside more than CeeDee Lamb, it's funny to me. I've always felt like Marquise Brown is better in the slot.
I don't know if he's a slot guy. I still think he's an outside guy because he will stretch the field. I think you let Marvin Harrison be the CeeDee Lamb type because of his route running and his intelligence. You let him get open on the field and you throw him the football all the time. And you let Marquise Brown.
I get what you're saying. Marquise Brown is so quick. He's quick, small, little, and fast.
Yeah.
If you want to get more targets too, that's another way you get more targets and receptions too. You can get that third down slot receiver. We got the outside right for Harrison. Let's see, like I said, he can work inside on third down.
Yeah, so I like Marquise Brown like I liked Deshaun Jackson, same type of person to me. So that's where I would put Marquise Brown anyway. So I'm okay with Arizona Cardinals giving Harrison Jr. at 4. Doesn't seem like a stretch. Now, what I would struggle with is this here 4-5 because I don't know who the Cardinals tight end is, but if Brock Bowers was available, Brock Bowers to me is an instant win. I don't know that Marvin Harrison Jr. is an instant win. But
if you have a team and a system that knows how to use tight ends, I won't disagree with that. But also, if you don't know how to get them the ball, if you don't treat them like Kyle Pitts, go to receiver.
Yeah.
Because that coach he didn't know how to use the talent.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Brock Bowers like George Kittle, Travis Kelce, those types of dudes getting like the bulk of the targets because he's bigger, faster than your linebackers. He's bigger than your safeties that might be covering him. He can block. Yeah, I'm picking Brock Bowers, and I don't know who they have. I don't know if Justin Herbert is coming back next season. Didn't he do something bad, or did he just break his finger?
No, he just broke his finger. And, yeah, they've got all the receivers. Like I said, even though Quentin Johnson didn't do anything this year for the Chargers, yeah, they got all the receivers taken. So, yeah, they don't need anybody, so that's a perfect pick for them. Like I said, maybe Kyler doesn't. I can't remember everything about Kyler, but he didn't seem like a tight end heavy guy to me. So, that might seem like a wasted pick. So, you don't know how to use it.
Did he have Mark Andrews when he was at OU?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna say I don't think so, but I'm not 100%.
Maybe Mark Andrews had already been in the league. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, you already spent money on Kyler, so you got to give him weapons. So give him an awesome target like Harrison. That's fine. Malik Neighbors to the Giants. Who's the Giants quarterback?
Who is the Giants quarterback? What do you mean? Daniel Jones.
I don't know if that's real. I think probably Tyrod Taylor wins that job.
I don't. Not with what Daniel Jones is making.
Yeah. Okay, so Malik Neighbors is a wide receiver. Okay, so they're doing the Odell Beckham rehash thing.
They need weapons. Okay. So I'm not the biggest fan of Neighbors. I want to go on record and say that, but I understand the pick.
So here they talk about Daniel, like, because of the lineman situation. I do recall that was a big thing. Was like the quarterback was always under duress. So maybe they need to look for a lineman here.
Wouldn't be the worst pick either.
I don't know that I would take Neighbors here at 6, but linemen aren't sexy picks. But if I just spend all the money on Daniel Jones, I got to keep that guy healthy. And so if my line isn't really good, I'm going lineman here at 6. Especially because seeing as this next pick, they have the Titans getting this offensive tackle from Notre Dame. So, I don't know. Putting a bunch of weapons on the field for someone who can't block and then a quarterback who's gun shy now because he gets sacked so much. I don't know. I think I go line here. Tennessee Titans, they looked good offensively when they could block for their quarterback. They don't have a running back anymore, potentially, because Derrick Henry's out of there.
No, there's not potentially. He's out of there.
How do you know he's out of there?
He gave a farewell speech.
Yeah, but that's probably because he assumes they won't be able to afford him or want him back. They could flip that.
No, I think that's more of a person's choice.
Like he doesn't want to be back?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
He's ready for the next chapter in his life, absolutely.
Yeah, but what if nobody wants him?
That's false. That's false, but I don't agree that's going to happen. So, does that mean he's going to be making the same amount of money he was making this year? Absolutely not. Maybe he's aware of that. Maybe he's going to play a situation where he feel like he can win.
Okay.
Tired of playing hapless. Tired of being the man. Hell, he like to know he's got a quarterback and receiver that can do something.
Well, he had DeAndre Hopkins when Will Levis was playing.
Okay. You want one of those adjectives you asked for the other day?
I don't know what adjective you would give me there, but
Sarcasm.
okay. Anyway, so anyway, uh,
Not just you becoming mailman. Will Levis was like I said, get me out of there too.
okay.
And for as much as I like DeAndre, um, I'm just not. I'm not happy as my number one. I'm not. Oh yeah, that's DeAndre my number one. Absolutely. Like I'm not ecstatic about it. I know I could do worse. Absolutely, for sure.
Okay. All right. So then they're should they go quarterback then, or should they go offensive line here like they did?
Offensive line
Okay. I don't
or
know.
any other position. Like I said, now they don't need a quarterback. Like I said, for as much as I don't believe in Will Levis, maybe they believe in Will Levis. And there was worse quarterback play last year from Will Levis. So hey, roll the dice. I'm
Okay.
not against it. Like if I'm Derrick Henry, I'm not pulling back for that.
Got it. All right. The Falcons. You were just earlier today. You talking about Desmond Ritter not being the answer. So why? And here they're talking about Justin Fields being traded to the Falcons, which I think puts unnecessary pressure on Justin Fields being a hometown kid. But they've got
Maybe
Dallas,
that's
Dallas
comfortable.
Turner.
So my thing is Atlanta needs a quarterback. They're going to get a quarterback, and so that's why, like I said, there was some. I think go along with a bet I was possibly talking about up in the ante, but that was dependent upon what Atlanta was going to do. Because Atlanta needs a quarterback. They're going to get a quarterback. It's just what type of quarterback they're going to get. And even in the article, they didn't mention if Jim Harbaugh goes there, he can't. They won't put out drafting J.J. McCarthy. Like, and I think that would be a mistake. I've seen enough of J.J. McCarthy to understand he is who Bo Nix was before he went to Oregon.
I don't know. He just won a national championship. So
Yeah, he didn't win anything. First off, like I said, as I say, were you the bus driver or you on board for the ride? He was on board for the ride.
I don't know. He threw the passes. So
Yeah, they were a run-oriented team and defense, and he made timely throws. But like I said, he was not the driving force behind that. No,
okay.
sir.
So
Play on the field. Locker room guy, yeah, sure, he might have been that guy and things like that. But as far as play on the field, no, he wasn't. You game plan for Blake Corum, and then even the backup running back you game plan for.
okay. So
And
the
I
Falcons.
JJ legs.
So back to the Falcons. So the Falcons, we think we trade this pick to get a quarterback.
Who?
The Falcons, because or are we drafting a quarterback?
It has to be on their evaluation. How they evaluate these people and quarterbacks coming out and things like that. Quarterback situation needs to be addressed.
Okay.
I'm not.
But they need a quarterback. So why don't they go get your best friend?
Who? Bo Nix?
Yes.
I'm not against Bo Nix there.
Okay. So then why don't they get him?
Maybe they don't believe in him. Maybe Bo Nix rides up the draft board. Who knows?
Okay. So we don't know what's happening at this Falcons pick. We know they need a quarterback, but we don't know what's happening with them. Okay, the Bears. Now the Bears are already drafted Caleb Williams, so they got Odunze as the wide receiver coming here. Is Odunze a system guy or is he legit?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Maybe it's me being bitter. I say system, but again, that might be the right system for him though. So hey.
Okay. I don't know about this Bears pick. I like the Odunze playing for Washington, but I don't know how he's going to fare in the current Bears offense. But maybe this helps whoever is the quarterback for 2024 have additional weapons out there. I don't know. We'll see. The Jets, they obviously need line, so I don't know this Olu Fashuna, but I know they need a line because they couldn't protect anybody all season.
Yeah.
So if this is the best lineman that's out there, then yeah, you got to get him. Minnesota at 11. Nate Wiggins. I don't know. I'm trying to think of Minnesota's roster. Offensively, they're really good. So yeah, if the secondary is a need, I'm actually surprised with this guy being the top cornerback that there isn't somebody out there better, because I don't remember hearing anything about Nate Wiggins.
Honestly, I haven't heard anything other than Travis Hunter. I haven't heard anything about DBs. These ones coming out, because honestly, they're saying this. There's a cat from Iowa, or I want to say he's from Iowa. He's a white DB. He's supposed to break the mold.
Yeah, that I've heard more about him than I have heard about anyone else.
Well, that's why we know why you heard about him, though.
Yeah, because he was on the all-white squad. Okay. Well, I'm okay until I research more on Nate Wiggins, but they ranked 28th in passing yards allowed. Wow. Okay. I mean, they might go get that white cat, because didn't they have what was the other white safety that they had?
Harrison
Barnes. Is it Harrison Barnes?
Smith. Harrison Barnes plays basketball.
Basketball, yeah. Yeah, they might go to revive that dude. Get the white dude. Y'all had good success with white defensive backs. This is another one of those dudes. Broncos. I don't like anything about the Broncos, so whoever they pick is going to be a disaster.
Don't you like anything about the Broncos?
Because Sean Payton? Like Sean Payton, I don't like him. So his personality, he hasn't done.
You on the Russell Wilson bad?
What?
You were part of that he did Russell Wilson wrong camp?
No. He did, but like I don't care about any of that. It's just more so like he rubs me the wrong way. Like he thinks he's really good, and I haven't seen him do anything really that great. So anyway,
I get what you're saying. I mean, because I kind of get what you're saying too, because like he's only got one Super Bowl, right?
Right.
So.
And it was a luck Super Bowl. Like they kicked that onside kick, and that helps them take the lead against the struggling.
Is that the ALS guy?
Huh?
Is that the ALS guy? The ice bucket guy?
Who, Sean Payton?
No, he was part of that play.
Oh, I don't know. I just remember they beat the Colts, and it's like, okay, this is like the weakest Super Bowl that we had. Anyway, and then the whole the Cowboys' love for him, wanting to hire him for like 17 years. It's like, why? If he doesn't have Drew Brees, what has he done that has been that great? And he didn't have anything to do with Drew Brees.
They talk about Mike McCarthy the same way.
Right. But Mike McCarthy is showing that, because he couldn't get Super Bowls with Aaron Rodgers. He got a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. And now he's getting regular season.
And he has some Brett Favre too now. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. And he has regular season dominance with the Cowboys, but no postseason victories to show for it. So congratulations, Mike McCarthy. You're one of the greatest regular season coaches of all times. Vegas, Terry and Arnold. I think they need a quarterback.
Who?
The Raiders.
Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah, but at this point, who are you valuing in the first round, though? That's what I'm saying. And again, there's free agency that happened before this draft, so maybe that's already been a draft.
Okay, fine.
The veteran again.
Yeah, they need a veteran, or like that. They should have traded this pick to get a veteran from a team that had one. Like trade for Baker Mayfield. I don't know.
I tell you, Tampa ain't gonna let him go.
Yeah, I saw something about they're considering giving him $40 million. Like, you fools.
That's just the going rate. Like, that's just the honest going rate. So
yeah,
and that's on the low end of QB. That's what Dak is making this year. That's what I'm saying.
Brian Thomas.
You said what?
Brian Thomas here makes sense. It's a hometown kid. I didn't think he was that great at LSU, so I don't care that he caught a whole bunch.
I thought he was better than Neighbors. I thought he, as a pro prospect to me, I thought he better than Neighbors.
I don't know. The bowl game I watched, he didn't look that great, so I'm okay with the pick.
I don't think
it's that big of a deal for them. Indianapolis, Keon Coleman. I actually thought we would get him at Buffalo, so I'm a little upset that he's going here to Indianapolis, where his career will be destroyed. Um, with I can't throw the ball Anthony Richardson as his QB. So
How you like Anthony Richardson?
no, I don't. Fake news. I just liked him more than you because I wanted to combat you.
Okay, makes sense.
Seattle Seahawks, JJ McCarthy. I don't know about this one.
I don't know about it either. I don't know what. So again, I'll say this: out of the white quarterbacks who can or athletic, I don't like. I like Bo Nix better. So let me ask you that: who you like better, Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy?
Bo Nix.
So that's all I'll say. Yeah, I don't understand the hype about JJ McCarthy. I don't get it.
Nothing. JJ McCarthy. Now the only thing I can say is he wins games, but he's had always one of the best teams. So I don't know.
And he hasn't made plays that've been like, wow, yeah, that draft him first round.
No,
I was like, he's athletic.
He made a play in the semifinals where he was falling backwards and throws like a 30-yard pass that saves them beating Alabama. So, is that the only play I could think of as his whole career? Yes, but still, I don't know why Seattle would go this high when they do have Geno Smith still playing well.
Now the well part can be disputed. He didn't
20 TDs, 9 interceptions. Seems like a
he's misleading though. He didn't play good and when they needed him to play good.
Okay. Jacksonville. Okay. Cornerback. Jacksonville's offense looked good-ish in spurts. They need more blocking. Their defense was good enough to win them games. So, okay. If Calvin Ridley's your number one wide receiver, he's not. He's their number 2. Oh, but they said he's about to leave. Hopefully that doesn't mean that Christian Kirk is their number 1.
Yeah, I'm just saying, who are they saying? Christian Kirk?
Because if that's their number 1, then that's a problem. Because he's not a number 1.
Yeah, that's a place where I can see David Worthy or Adnan Mitchell going.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm just messing around.
Oh, well, I think they need a wide receiver help. But Kuiper opted for defensive back. So we'll see. I think they're going to go offense there. The Bengals, their offensive line sucked, so this makes sense.
I'm interested to see what the Bengals going to do about T. Higgins.
Yeah, well, first Jamar Chase, and then T. Higgins.
Well, that's not how the contracts work.
Well, we'll see. The Rams, defensive end.
T. Higgins is up this year. Jamar Chase is up next year.
Yeah, but is T. Higgins...
And Jamar Chase... And they have a 50-year option on Jamar Chase because he was the first-round pick. T. Higgins was second round.
Okay. The Rams need a quarterback, but they're not going to get that in the first round. But they need a new quarterback for the future. They've got wide receivers covered. They've got I don't know who's their running back.
Who's the Rams? Oh, Matthew Stafford. I'm like, who's the Rams quarterback now?
Yeah, and he's on the outs.
Yeah, but I'm not taking a quarterback first round though. Not especially because he bounced back at the end of the year too.
That's what I said. I said they need a quarterback for the future, but they're not going to get it in the first round. So they'll come back and get somebody in the second round. Maybe that's where your Bo Nix goes.
You bad?
So defensive line, they played the Rams played the Lions. I don't know that it was their line that got ate up so much as their defensive backs. Maybe they're saying because they're not getting pressure. Okay. I don't know Jared Verse. So I don't know if that's a good thing that they're picking up.
I know the name a little bit because I think he transferred somewhere too there. But yeah, I don't know too much about him either.
Kamari Lassiter, anybody from Georgia, I feel like is going to be a solid pick. So they needed depth in their cornerbacks because they got old and injured, so they got in trouble there. So Pittsburgh taking a cornerback there, good for them.
So this is what I'll say to you about Pittsburgh. And if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm evaluating quarterbacks because I don't think they have that.
You're not going to take another first-round quarterback. Like, you've already, in your opinion, failed on the Kenny Pickett experiment. There's no way you go it.
I felt like the Kenny Pickett experiment was automatically going to fail regardless. But that didn't have a chance to be because I didn't think Kenny Pickett was ever going to be a solid option. So I guess, yeah, what you're saying, like I said, after drinking another way, but again,
and Mason Rudolph played well enough to win them games down the stretch. So worst case, they bide their time this year. And
so what's the standard then? Making the playoffs, not having a losing record. This is what Pops is arguing because right now that you cannot say that team has a legitimate chance, or you feel like that team, as a fan, your team would have a chance to win the Super Bowl with Mason Rudolph at quarterback.
That's correct.
So why are we not trying to get better or upgrade? What is the standard? Have we moved the goalposts is what the standard is now. Because last time I checked, we have I forgot how many Pittsburgh has, the most or second most Lombardi trophies. I thought that's what we aiming for every season. We understand that we're not going to get there every season, but the steps are supposed to be taken to try to make us get there.
Yeah.
And further than the previous season.
Yep. Okay.
You take it as not. So are we looking at Russell Wilson or what? That's all I'm saying.
But could they have won if their team was healthy at the game against Buffalo? I think they could have.
So you're literally asking, if T.J. Watt played, could they win the game at Buffalo? Sure, they could have. But if all it takes is one defensive player to go down first out to win the game, we got to address something. Our team, we got to do something. Our quarterback. That's what I'm saying. We can't lean on nobody else.
Okay.
So yeah, if I evaluate him and I feel like Bo Nix is an upgrade, then that's what I'm saying. I would have to have no problem jumping in because I like to have that 5th-year option on quarterbacks.
Okay.
And at the price. But if Bo Nix is not it, I just saw your background. If Bo Nix is not it, then yeah, like I said, we addressed it before the draft did. But Kenny Pickett can't come out there and be our starting quarterback next year. If I'm a Steelers fan, I wouldn't like that. I would like having that. Now, I will say I like having Mason Rudolph as a backup, no doubt about it. But I would not feel comfortable with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph.
Got it. What about the Dolphins at line? Oh, they're losing guys in free agency. Ooh, I'm okay with losing a Longhorn. Get this bum out of the league, Connor Williams.
I'm surprised he's still in the league after his time with Dallas.
Yeah. Well, he went to Buffalo and he was fine. So.
Oh yeah, he wasn't no good in Dallas.
Yeah, it was too much pressure anyway. So yeah, they need to.
You really don't like hometown kids playing for the pro team, huh? Or at least when they went to college, that might necessarily be their hometowns.
I don't care about that. Like I think it's cool if they're good. I just don't think that's a thing. Like, bring them home. Who cares? Anyway, so good on them getting a lineman. The Washington line looked good. So if this guy was a part of the Washington line that was pushing everybody around, then I'm okay with that. It's weird having so many linemen go because it's like you never hear their names. So to discuss them just seems weird. The Eagles, I think they got bigger problems in this offensive line situation. But theirs is all coaching, I feel like. I feel like their problems are their coaching staff not evolving to help the players get better at whatever they're not good at. So, at any rate.
I agree with that a little bit. And I also agree, as I tell you sometimes with Mr. Diggs, it's tough to have a diva receiver, man. Certain players that just, the way A.J. Brown, as far as like, he rubbed people the wrong way in Tennessee. He just has a way of rubbing people the way wrong. I don't know if we can win with him. Even though I understand we got to the Super Bowl. Going like at a certain point, though, I don't know we can continue winning with him when he gets a certain way.
Yeah.
So I think we do have some personnel problems because if I'm It's some with Jalen and AJ truly don't like each other, and it's hard for receiver and quarterback to thrive continuously in that.
Yeah.
Get you every 2 years, CL had to have a new quarterback.
Yeah. Houston Texans getting a D tackle. The Houston Texans defense was fine. Offensively, they need to upgrade their tight end because Dalton Schultz sucks. And so, yeah, I see here they got Dalton Schultz as a free agent. Good, move on from him. He's not the answer. Nico Collins was good. He was a revelation for them.
So, and I was gonna say though, like, do I truly believe that's going to be something Nico Collins? That's who he is, or this is second year?
Yeah.
What I don't know. I think I said it too, but I don't judge a player too harshly if they had a bad first year, if they had a good year, and vice versa. Like year 3 is going to tell me who you are.
I don't know, because year 3 would be his contract's up, so everybody got a good contract year.
Nah, 4 years.
Okay. Well, I still think.
First, and I think he went like so, and it depends. Like, again, it's the round they went, but if I'm not mistaken, first and second round picks get 4-year deals. The first round picks have that deal that they're gonna do the 5th-year option on. Second round picks don't have that option. So that's why a lot of people overdraft quarterbacks and things like that, or overdraft a position just because they know they can get that 5th-year option off that player just turn out good. Especially that's essentially why Baltimore drafted what's the name a while back? Lamar Jackson. They needed a quarterback, and he was the best one available, and then they had enough confidence in him, so they said, let's take him at the end of the first. We get that 5th-year option on him.
Okay, so I'm okay with Houston Texans defensive tackle position. I don't know that I want them to draft one of those. I want them to get another weapon for CJ. So I doubt they go defensive tackle. I would be willing to bet they're going to go with another offensive weapon, a tight end if there's a good one available, or a wide receiver to help boost that out.
You got to do another episode after the combine because that's when a lot of stuff changes too.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it on whenever. We don't have to be every 6 months like we'd be doing because we'd just be lazy.
Because I definitely see this is where I see skill position players. Now we got a lot of tackles and things like this that then just drafted this mock. This is where I see skill position players rising up at the end here, depending upon how they're doing the underwear Olympics.
Yeah, that's funny because you got Steven Sims and John Mechie and Robert Woods. Yeah, they got to go wide receiver. They tripping. The Cowboys offensive tackle, they need another wide receiver.
And that's what I'm telling you. That's what I was saying. That's simply why I asked, because they need another wide receiver. And if there's, I know they're Texas players, but again, Xavier Worthy runs a 4.3 something 40. He will rise up draft boards.
Yeah, but doesn't he have a case of the drops?
And that's why they got him second round. He had a case of the drops last year, or his sophomore year. Yeah, sophomore year. This year he didn't have the drops.
Okay.
But yeah, he had a case of the drops for sophomore year, for sure.
Yeah.
But he's playing with a broken thing.
And the Cowboys do need offensive line because they do got one of the older lines. And one of the most expensive lines because they got all pros at every position. So I'm okay with offensive tackle here, but they do need a wide receiver like desperately. A good one. Not just a guy that plays the position, a good one to complement CD. Green Bay offensive tackle. Their line looked really good in the playoffs. So I'm not sure.
But maybe it's all year long though.
Maybe. Tampa Bay, if they do stick with Baker, their wide receiver core looks good. Oh, Evans is up for free agency. He may not want to come back to that show because they're a disaster.
Yeah, so he said he wants to come back and he wants to play with Baker.
Okay.
Now, granted, it's right after the playoffs and losing, so people just say stuff to say stuff.
Yeah. He may be, if depending upon what options are available in free agency, though, he might Buffalo would love to have a Mike Evans type receiver. Man, somebody that's a true number one that could go out and be possession.
So we throwing salt on Diggs' name, a true number one. Come on now.
Wait, what?
Diggs ain't a true number one?
No, he is a true number one.
Oh, you said it like you ain't like the Bills ain't already got a true number one.
No, I was just talking because we were just mentioning CeeDee Lamb, and so Mike Evans is a dude, and he's getting to start being on the back end of his dude years, and so put him as a weapon alongside Stephon Diggs. Man, that's awesome. Like, I'm a right to Bean and be like, yo, get Mike Evans. He works hard. Like, he's a quarterback friendly guy. He just wants to get some reps. You can get rid of Gabe Davis because he's up for a contract and we don't want to pay him. So go ahead and get Mike Evans. Tell Mike Evans, we'll pair you up with Stephon. We'll make sure y'all get y'all touches. Let's do this. Let's win us a Super Bowl. Arizona Cardinals, they got another pick. So, again,
Who's the guy?
We took the wide receiver earlier, so we straight there. Offensive tackle. Interesting. I don't know. Kyler is not an offensive line friendly type of quarterback. He does too much. They need coaching help more than they need anything. Can you draft a coach? That's what they need.
Well, you can trade for coaches though.
He said what?
You can trade for coaches though.
Yeah, they need to do something with the coaching. But shoring up his line so he doesn't feel his imaginary pressure that makes him run around like a moron would probably be good for him. That way he can get his stats other than the fourth quarter when people stop pressuring him. So, okay. Buffalo, this one is actually near to me. So the Adonai Mitchell thing, I don't know enough about Adonai Mitchell, but I know we need another wide receiver. Gabe Davis is not the guy for us. This year was not a good contract year for him. He needed to perform, and he didn't. He dropped the ball all season. So
I'll say this about Adonai. I have my doubts in him coming in as, like I said, because the stats aren't overwhelming. But he always played big in big games, and being at Texas 1 year, and I know Quinn was only there too, but so in 1 year, you saw at the end of the game who was threw the ball to. Not Worthy, he threw it to Mitchell. So he became the quarterback's favorite target.
This other guy you mentioned, Stevondre Sweat. I don't like that.
He didn't have any drops or anything like that. No case of the drops or anything like that. It's nothing glaring. So
I don't like it as a first round pick for me. For me, it's a problem that he's not to me and I don't know him, but from what I've seen of him, he isn't the guy that just screams to me he starts day one. And if he doesn't start day one, then that's a problem for me bringing him in as a first round pick. I don't like it, but I would also prefer. I like to have known quantities, which is why I like the Mike Evans thing, because it's like I know what Mike Evans finna do. Like Mike Evans finna be beasting on people in this system, so I'm more in line with that. Troy Franklin, Kansas City, they need weapons. I don't know.
That's what I'm telling you. The bottom of the draft board can shake up a lot. Adonai Mitchell could fall. Franklin could jump. Old boy could fall because of their 40 times. Like we know that's the case with those positions. 40 times will change where they get drafted.
Yeah, Kansas City needs a number one wide receiver. So I don't know who they're going to get to be that, but they need a guy. I don't know.
So I'll dispute you and say they don't need a number one wide receiver. They just need another wide receiver. And because of how they play and what receiver serves them best, they do need. And again, I know I'm plugging him a lot, but Xavier Worthy. He's taller than Tyreek Hill, but you saw in his first play against Oklahoma when he took a bubble screen at the line, made a quick little juke inside. Didn't even juke inside, but made a stutter step inside, and then went bursting down the sideline without being touched. That's what I'm saying. 40 times are important for him. If he proves he's a burner, you can jump into that first round conversation easily.
Okay.
Lions
get a cornerback. They need a cornerback. What?
He's basically Devontae Smith, brain-wise. So now that Devontae Smith has proven itty-bitty receivers like that can have success in the NFL, people aren't afraid.
Got it. Detroit gets a position of need. Ravens get a position of need.
Who are the Ravens taking?
The Ravens are taking Ennis Rakestraw. He's a cornerback from Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I know the position they need, but I don't know that of this guy enough to say that he fits that need.
They need to get young in the secondary. I do agree.
Yeah, Amarius Mims. I've never heard this guy, but he's from Georgia, so he's probably a Hall
Yeah.
of Famer.
He was a former 5-star.
Yeah, so he's a Hall of Famer probably, and gonna make their run game even better than it already is. Defend poor Brock Purdy from the 2 touches that they get on him every game. So, but so I see one Texas person has snuck in here. This Adonai Mitchell, that Xavier Worthy-Cat you keep trying to boost up. He didn't get mentioned in here.
No, because he's second round right now. That's what I'm saying. He's second round right now, but if, like I said, the measurables will be important for him because if he's pretty much Devontae Smith. Like I said, he's supposed to be 6'1", somewhere in that range, and about 165, 175 pounds.
And your best friend didn't get mentioned at all, so maybe he'll show up in Mel Kiper's second round draft.
Wow. Who's my best friend?
Bo Nix. Yeah, he didn't even get an honorable mention. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. We got it on record now, what we all think about this pre-draft, mock draft nonsense that Kuiper has put out. We'll see as things progress over the course of the offseason, who we think is going to be where. We'll have a better chance to understand things after combines and who officially is still declaring, and after the season's over, who starts addressing free agency needs. So we'll see. But all right, this is probably episode number 7 in 3 years, so we need to do a better job of getting these out regularly. So anyway, we appreciate y'all checking in. So we'll holla at y'all.
Take it easy.